community games happening. You have, of course, like the main boxing arena and everything, but we don't have time for that. Let's talk a little bit about the match that we have coming up in front of us. I see, of course, WONDERBREAD and TACHYON. I see MUTEAGE and Kobe. How do you feel about this?
Oh, this is going to be a slobber knocker of a match, right? Because, so this is the one outlier in this entire match, and you're going to notice it. It's Little Mac, right? WONDERBREAD's Little Mac, very known for his Little Mac over down here in the Southeast. But the thing that makes it really crazy is that, like, it's one of those characters that people just kind of think is, like, the joke character, can't do much, can't get back onto the stage. But in an environment with doubles, that story kind of changes a little bit. I feel like this character can actually thrive really hard in 2v2, especially with that Pikachu teammate.
He's kind of funny in doubles. Sometimes he just like does upbees and like Pikachu lobs stuff like into him. You're going to see that quite a bit. And then also keeping track of KO punch. Difficult in singles, even more so difficult in doubles when you have that much stuff happening on the screen. At this point, though, we're going to be seeing Kobe off stage. Now needs to wait to be able to make it back on. WONDERBREAD goes through the backfield, trying to maybe find a follow-up from TACHYON. Wasn't ready to follow up, but you've just seen how already TACHYON and WONDERBREAD, they're just throwing the opponents into one another.
And I do want to mention that Kobe's been getting beat up a lot that game, but all they needed was one hit off stage. They managed to take care of WONDERBREAD's Little Mac. Peach's going to get back on stage. TACHYON kind of in a precarious position, but that's okay. We are Pikachu out here. We got easy recoveries all day, every day, and we are just fighting each other on the right side of this stage. We're fighting for that ledge. This is the East Coast territory right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And oh my gosh, unfortunately the up smash not going to be able to take it off the top though, but that is going to be WONDERBREAD coming back down there, finding an up smash of his own, looking for the down tilt here, dashing back, just in case somebody ends up attacking TACHYON. You're just seeing like this front line and this back line dynamic developing immediately.
Yeah, when you're at that higher percentage, you've got to get into that back line. You're going to see TACHYON and MUTEAGE being the ones that almost triple-digit damage on the Peach. You definitely want to try to like hang in there and survive, trying to back up a little bit, let your teammate get in there. And I hear the bell ring. This is a very dangerous situation. They're going to try to get that away from WONDERBREAD as soon as possible, because in the chaos with 4 characters, manages to whiff it. Unfortunately, you saw him going for an anti-air against TACHYON.
Yeah, he couldn't go like too much further forward with it, otherwise he would have unfortunately gotten the team hit on TACHYON. That is going to be TACHYON's first stock gone now. Kobe goes for the side B. That is such a laggy move at the end of it though, that WONDERBREAD was just able to find a quick little counter hit. Looking for this up tilt, not going to be able to find it. Right now MUTEAGE just looking for a way to get off this ledge, and is the stock tank. You know, not really the one that's super aggressive, just holding on to this for the blue team.
I feel like Peach is a really, oh there goes Kobe unfortunately, but I think Peach is a really good character for that stock tanking, right? Because the fact that she's floaty and has those air dashes, or just being able to like float in the air off stage, she can really just kind of hang out and not have to engage that much. Plus, she can like provide some projectile support, pulling up some tournaments, from far enough away. And that's going to be second stock, by the way, a little bit earlier from WONDERBREAD. Got a big punch, finally taking away a little chink in the armor against blue team.
Yeah, but you know, of course, you still have 2 fresh stocks and 1 totally fresh stock Kobe, and MUTEAGE completely undamaged thus far. WONDERBREAD had to take a stock there from TACHYON as well. This is all of a sudden looking so brutal for the yellow team.
It's doable, but TACHYON's got to stay alive. Like, there's no way TACHYON can be like in there and force himself into like a pretty dangerous position. But the problem is that Pikachu kind of has to do that when you have someone like Little Mac. Pikachu's got to watch out for Little Mac just in case he gets caught by the small C. Like right here, WONDERBREAD off stage, manages to get back on without any help, goes for the side B. I feel like being off stage against Lucina is a very scary position, but now we got KO Punch ready to rock. There is the bell. Time to play very safe. Whiffs it again, and that's going to be another stock. That is WONDERBREAD's 4th stock. TACHYON only on their 2nd at 171 damage. Is looking like a wrap for yellow team. Blue's going to be able to take this pretty hunky-dory. Yeah.
Okay. You know what? Doesn't matter.
Even
up 1 into neutral, okay. That's fine.
Even if Peach didn't get that, even if MUTEAGE missed that swing, like literally Kobe was right on top of him, had a swing ready to rock.
Pikachu at 170.
Yeah, like he may be a slippery rodent, but he's a light rodent.
Yeah. So I gotta say, that game 1, not a single one of those KO punches connected. And the reason that I bring that up is because every single one of those KO punches had the ability, the potential to dramatically change the tide of that match, right? You can obliterate a stock at any given point. And that last KO punch that whiffed, that was so close to actually connecting on Lucina. That was so close to connecting on Kobe. You know, happens to the best of us. You just make a couple of adjustments, you go into the next game. But being able to just do that, to be able to clean up fresh stocks like that in doubles, especially with Little Mac, I mean, it's going to be huge. So I guess a lot of it is up to WONDERBREAD going into game 2.
Yeah, I mean, the onus is definitely on him. The fact that they were getting so close to missing those KO punches, especially when you're not like you know, he was putting in damage. We got some stocks out here and there. He did die 4 times, which is like the burden of Little Mac. We discussed this earlier. The character struggles with recovery, and if Tachyon's not like preoccupied with someone else, it's difficult for them to go off stage and try to like save your butt to get back on. So that's something,
especially against Lucina.
Yeah,
right? Lucina is just like so solid in doubles because of just like she has big hitboxes, big generous hitboxes.
It's a nightmare against Lucina as Little Mac. Like, what do you do off stage? Like, you die. Like, that's a sword.
Sometimes Little Mac's like side B hitbox, you get hit by it and you're like,
It happened. It happened earlier. I saw that. I was like, okay, that's a punch.
That's a punch. That thing is huge. That is a fist, and yet the hitbox is that big? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you know what? If Mario's punch can get that big, so why not for Little Mac too?
Yeah.
So we're going to jump in here for game number 2. I believe this is a best 3 of 5 series now for top 8 here in doubles. So even if this game doesn't work out, Corin.
I like the pick. I really like the pick.
Corin's good in doubles.
Corin is fantastic in doubles. Corin is just like able to set up like this vertical wall of hitboxes in a way that is not dissimilar to Lucina, but a lot of Corin's hitboxes, they just so happen to send at fairly favorable angles for you to be able to follow up off of. Right now, WONDERBREAD just opening off here with that dash attack, looking for a way to follow up here, but just always slightly off on the timing and the spacing.
Yeah. And now the scary thing that's going to be on the table here is that both opponents now have access to counters with, you know, Corin's counter being kind of devastating against both opponents. There's that side B again. We were just talking about that, how WONDERBREAD's getting a lot of mileage of that, using that to get back on stage. And I got to ask, Dara, you think this Corin pick is because of the small battlefield?
I don't think it's that deep.
Really? You think they're just messing around?
Yeah, I saw like MUTEAGE and like Kobe look at each other and be like, yeah, you know, we kind of won game 1 fairly confidently.
Dang.
You know.
The disrespect?
I wouldn't go so far to say that, but rather, this is a Corin. You know, MUTEAGE probably has it in the somewhere, and you know, it can just still do.
If you can play a Swordy, you can play Corin. You know, let's just put it at that. Oh, we got the up B, and we got KO Punch here on deck. This is a prime position for him to try to get something here because they're both off stage. But unfortunately, sometimes, you know, that stuff just happens to the best of us.
Happens to the best of us, but right now, just trying to get something here, but gets the jab mix-up into the F-tilt, catching them not shielding, able to clean up that stock. Now WONDERBREAD with a little bit of presence, but in a nasty position. Tachyon not going to go save Little Mac, not going to be able to go save their teammate as WONDERBREAD. That was a bit of an SD.
Yeah, like he was at like 10 damage, I'm pretty sure. Like that was super unfortunate for Yellow Team because this was a pretty even game until that moment happened. And now like it's still like 4 stocks to 4 stocks. It's just Tachyon's at almost triple-digit damage.
The reason I feel like this game 2 is going a little bit better for Yellow Team is because they're able to both like split it off into the respective 1v1 situations, right? I feel like a character like Pikachu, a character like Little Mac, but the one time that they were doing 2 respective 1v1s, look what happens.
That was the second time he hit him too. Oh, that's so unfortunate. This is, okay, here we go. WONDERBREAD getting some, you know, team combos out here. Now this is the opportunity for him to try to, you know, pull his weight, get some KOs out here, try to establish some dominance. But he's at 118 off stage. They're preoccupied with Tachyon, get back on stage for free. Managed to connect an up smash.
An optimal punish, but at what cost? You wanted to do down air to up smash? Yeah, you got damage, but then you ended up eating a Little Mac up smash to the face anyway. So now it is 2 stocks to 3, so definitely still doable for Yellow Team if Tachyon just plays back a little bit. But then when you knocked off stage, when Lucina is trying to ledge trap you, Tachyon able to make it back on, but 2 times Lucina fell out of the forward end.
I feel like Tachyon can't afford to play the back line right now with Little Mac, because if WONDERBREAD gets hit off stage in any capacity without his double jump, like Tachyon's got to get in there. So we're seeing a lot more conservative play. I like that, using the armor from up smash to connect that. We got KO Punch. Unfortunately, Pin's going to put him in a very bad spot. Uses KO Punch to try to recover, but still wasn't enough. Fantastic punish in edgeguard coming out from MUTEAGE, recognizing the situation that WONDERBREAD was in.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie. There was not a lot that you could actually do there if you were WONDERBREAD. You were off stage, you used everything that you could. Yep, in a vacuum, sure you'd be able to make it back on, but alas, it was such a predictable and an exploitable option off stage. Super reactable. That's going to be game 2 going to MUTEAGE and to Kobe as well. Again, even if like the stock count wasn't necessarily the biggest differential between the 2 teams, this feels like it is still fairly in the momentum in favor of MUTEAGE and Kobe. They just are playing off of each other so well.
I wouldn't say these have been dominant games either.
Yeah.
Like the Yellow Team has been taking them to like last stock both times. It's just about, I think it's about closing that out, and it's about WONDERBREAD not losing a stocks at super early percents. I feel like if WONDERBREAD can just survive a little bit longer, I think they have it in the bag.
And I feel like a lot of that, though, is because oftentimes when they are split off into like the respective sides of the stage, I am seeing, or at least one time in that last game, Tachyon was going off stage to edge guard his opponent at that time. And that is something that is super risky in doubles, because you often want to position yourself in a way that you can support your teammate instead of going through the risky option off stage, right? But alas, you know, we got game 2 going on, maybe a little something different this time around. They're just scrapping. They're both just trying to figure out their game plan this time.
Yeah, I mean, WONDERBREAD doing a fantastic job of just kind of being as cool this time around, being on the edge of the stage, not going off super deep or trying to get, like, super overzealous, kind of playing the back line right now, as if not waiting for those opportune moments to get in there, get a punish. I mean, with that fast run speed, you might as well be doing that.
Exactly. WONDERBREAD is just waiting for somebody to press a button and saying, you have pressed something across the stage. Have you seen this dash? Up smash, baby. Right now, KO Punch on deck as well. Almost gets that follow-up, but alas, interrupted. Still is able to make it back onto the stage here. Huge F smash, going to be able to clean up that first stock off of WONDERBREAD. And yet again, blue team sitting at 3 stocks apiece, but both in the red.
Yeah, that's the key moment here, is that they're both in the red, both triple digits. This could easily be cleaned out. Both Pikachu and Little Mac have that KO power potential. Just gotta get that strong hit, but right now, the combo damage is not in their favor. We're being air juggled, both of them from blue team here. The sorties from Fire Emblem coming in clutch right now. WONDERBREAD offstage, this is bad.
Juan and Lucina, they just have such complementary hitboxes in doubles. They set up these 2 vertical pillars of death, but alas, Kobe not going to be able to make it back onto the stage. Not enough height on that up B, and now it's 2 stocks apiece here. Tachyon is going to be off stage. WONDERBREAD just taking on blue team while giving Tachyon the opportunity to come back on nice and safe. But at what cost?
Yeah, I mean, Kobe got that edge guard pretty down pat. Again, when you're Lucina fighting against Little Mac, you got some pretty easy edge guards out there. There's not much in the repertoire, so it's up to Tachyon to get over there. And there was actually a moment where we saw Tachyon trying to get over there, but oh no, they're both gone. That's the set. You know what? I don't know what, I mean, it's always possible, but like this is really rough. 1v2, and they have 3 stocks. Tachyon's got to dig deep here, but this is just looking like it might be KO.
Yeah, it's a little bit tough. Granted, 2 pretty good matchups for Pikachu, again, in 1v1 situation, so you got to pull a fast one here. But right now, MUTEAGE and Kobe, they're just looking to combo off of each other. They're very comfortable. They're chilling.
They're hitting each other. Like, they don't even care. Like getting in there with another forward air, 72 damage here on Tachyon. Doing a pretty good job of just going for these grabs. Back to is a pretty good option just to put him back off stage, as well as like have a little bit of momentum with the grab too, so it's a little bit more difficult to punish. That was a fantastic get-up attack to avoid that pin.
How do you get off ledge? You're fighting 2 swords. There's nothing that you could do.
The answer, you don't. 3-0 coming out from Kobe. And MUTEAGE, they just kind of got in there, did their job. The first 2 games were pretty close, but that last game, I feel like they just kind of went with the momentum they were already having, had that huge morale bonus from the first 2 games, and just kind of like closed it out. Especially that situation when both Tachyon and MUTEAGE like died at super low percentages off the bottom at the exact same time. That was